Today on Beauty and the Burj, I'm beyond excited to welcome Fatma Al Mulla, the visionary Emirati artist, illustrator, and founder of FMM Dubai. She launched FMM in 2012 as a concept rooted in Arab culture and pop art, blending tongue-in-cheek illustrations with fashion that celebrates identity, nostalgia, and creativity. Her pieces have become quite iconic here in the city and beyond, from the quirky graphic tees and kaftans to accessories and playful Arabic-inspired designs. I have worn some of them. I love them, and I've known this woman for quite a while now, and this is my first time finally meeting you.
We're online friends.
We're online friends, and now we are IRL friends.
Yes, IRL.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you. I think what you're doing is amazing. And honestly, this is my first podcast. Just want to put it out there.
We love that, as it should be.
And I love the name. I think the name is super cool, catchy.
Thank you.
Beauty and the Burj.
Yes, we really wanted that
So,
play on, because I'm a lover of rom-coms, and of course I've been in Dubai now for over, I've been in Dubai for over 10 years, and I've always been taking part in the beauty space. So let's put all that together and come up with something.
Fascinating name. I'm always in a dilemma when choosing the right name whenever I start a new venture, and it's so difficult. That's why I did FMM.
That's what I was going to ask now. So why FMM then?
So
like,
it's
just
Fatma
for the name.
Al Mulla, literally. And you remember BlackBerry?
Yes.
So that was like, I didn't want to put my full name, so I put FMM. And when it came to starting my own brand, I was like, I don't know what to start. Like, what would I call it? So I was like, okay, khalas, like my own
FMM.
name. Yeah.
Oh my God, if I were to start a brand, that means mine would be SAM. Sam.
Sam.
Cute.
But see, it has a ring to it. A lot of people will come to me and say, you're FNM? FNN? Oh my God, maybe it's time to change the name.
No. The name is iconic. Your
designs. A lot of
designs.
people know me who know me.
Yeah.
But also, like, new people are like, just Fatma Al Mulla. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think what you've built, by the way, is something that Madri is something I don't see a lot of still.
Wallah, thank
which
you.
is which shocks me, because I'm like, I want to see our catchphrases, Khaliji catchphrases on clothing.
Yeah.
I still remember the Jamila t-shirt to this day.
You modeled so well, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, I remember the pictures you sent me. I was like, this is an iconic person who knows how to direct herself. She knows how to be positioned in the image and how to portray the product. Like,
I wanted
you
to
did
really
so well.
do your products justice.
No, but it was
too.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Before I yap, I think you and I can yap for forever.
Yes.
I want to do a little bit of an icebreaker,
Okay,
though the ice is already broken. But
Definitely.
why not?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with a little bit of a warm up here.
Okay.
So, quick one, this or that.
Bismillah.
Okay, I think I don't even know how you'll decide on these.
Okay.
They feel like they're your interests through and through.
Okay.
Art or fashion, if you had to pick one.
Oh, art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to the core.
But then again, fashion.
I know. I really did a number
Fashion
on
art.
both.
No, I think art for sure.
Art, yeah. Without art, there could be no fashion
Yeah.
after all.
Seriously, yeah.
Graphic design or embroidery detail.
Oh. Graphic design or embroidery? Graphic design.
Why is that?
I think it's more powerful. It's easier. It's faster. Yeah. And sends the message across quickly. I think embroidery is amazing, but it takes so much time. And it's very intricate. It's more artisanal.
Yeah.
Which is great, but also you're like...
And a lot more people can appreciate graphic design, I feel like. Whereas it takes a special individual to be like, ooh, the embroidery.
Yeah, and some people, by the way, avoid embroidery because, like, they're like, if it's on clothes, they're like, we don't know how to wash it. We don't know what to do. So I respect that. But also I think as a powerful tool, it's graphic design, for sure.
Bold colors or neutral tones?
Hello?
I mean, I know the
Bold
answer.
colors. Yeah, I'm not showing it
She was
today.
supposed to come in a bold color today, FYI.
A printed outfit, yeah. But yeah, I was like, let's go for neutral.
I like it. It's fine. I think your brand speaks enough for itself.
But I think also when you get older, and also dealing with a lot of color and pattern, sometimes I don't wanna put it on me.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna admire it from afar. Or when I go home and after having a pop-up or something, because I'm surrounded with my items, I'm like, khalas, like, I need
to unwind.
Yeah, unwind. Because color is energy.
It's true.
Color is waves of energy, and some people don't recognize that each color or certain patterns carry specific energy.
That's so true, by the way.
I didn't know that until I took a styling course.
This is my first time hearing that be put to words, but I've always kind of felt that within myself, that that's true. When you wear black, you're like...
Some people love black, but for me, it is a heavy color. Like, I am wearing black under, but I'm like, it's not me.
It doesn't represent where you're also at right now, maybe.
So for me, it's like, I love the more airy colors because it's more energetically soothing for my aura right now. I know it's all about the the energy, but completely. Like, for a while, I loved the color pink, but now carrying it on me, it's difficult.
Why do you think?
Because there are different saturations and different hues of pink. Like, at different times, it makes a difference on your body or my body. But what I learned is that you enter different seasons in different parts of your life. So for me, it's like, it's not about having a favorite color per se, but it's about also understanding your mood when you wear certain things. Like, I'm sure you're like me, if I'm not mistaken. Are you moody when you wear? Like, does your mood affect your fashion choices?
Sure. And vice versa.
Not everyone's like that. Some people are like, we're strictly black, whether our mood is good or bad.
No.
But for me, when I took this course in London, the instructor was telling me, you're a moody dresser. And I was like, I never had anyone say that to me before.
Nobody ever pinpointed it.
Nobody ever. And I was like, it makes complete sense, because there are days where I'm like complete maximalism, complete pattern on pattern on pattern. And there are some days I just don't even bother. I just want to wear something extremely plain. And I was like, is something wrong there? But then she was like, no, you are a moody, like, you dress for your mood.
Yeah.
It's a better way of saying moody.
You're not like I have a theme of the classics, مثلا, and I stick to it.
Yeah.
I so feel seen.
Yeah.
That is so true. Like, if you're feeling not so in the mood, or like for me, if I'm feeling I'll get through the day-ish, black is like something I can put on. So today for me, it's like I'm excited, but I'm also like very just chill, neutral, adi.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing more white, light pastel colors, I'm like,
so there was a time,
cute.
there was a time with FMM, it was like at the peak. So a lot of people kind of recognized me when I went out. Not anymore, because I'm not on the social scene anymore.
Okay.
But at the peak, I remember I used to wear black abaya, black shayla if I wanted to go to the supermarket sometimes.
Okay.
Because I didn't want anyone to know me. Like, I wanted to be...
You thought it was like a cloak of invisibility.
Kind of, but because I was always this colorful kind of, persona, even in the way I dressed, people would instantly recognize me. So I'd wear black to blend in sometimes.
Because they'd be like, Fatma would never wear black. It can't be her.
No, it can't be her. So it's interesting to see how people use color.
I like that. Life, color theory really is so much more than what you see on the surface. Yeah. Okay, what about, I feel like I know this one now, but streetwear or an elegant, modest look?
I'd always go for elegant, modest look. Yeah.
Though I feel your streetwear FMM era.
No, it's interesting.
Collection-wise.
Yeah, collection-wise, because I always wanted to show like the items could be dressed every single day.
Yeah.
But personally, I always like growing up, I was always the Blair Waldorf, never the Serena.
I get you.
So I was always like with the like
polished
look. Yeah, I like that look for myself.
Yeah.
But realistically, for a business, I think streetwear would work for sure.
Nowadays, right? Okay. Sip or spill. Most memorable design moment in FMM history.
Oh, wow. So many design moments. I think the design moments, one of the moments that really comes through right now is Toyota.
Okay.
We did a whole collaboration with them where I designed the exterior and complete interior of the car.
That's so cool.
They gave me extreme freedom. The team was amazing. It was led by this amazing woman called Athena. And they were all women in the team. And we had this conversation. I was like, Athena, should we go crazy? Because I can go crazy.
She's like, do we wild out?
Or should we just go neutral and she was like, you do whatever you want to do. But because we're going to exhibit in Dubai Design Days, let's do something out of the norm. And they gave me complete freedom. And I remember, I've never been given that freedom in in any project I was with like a big corporate entity like Toyota, right? So that was, until now, it's the highlight. Yeah.
That would be so cool. I feel like I've seen a video of this.
For sure.
I feel like I've
because
seen
a lot of
your
people were
video
angry.
of this. Were they? Why were
Yes.
they? Where were they angry?
Because it's a Land Cruiser car, and we conformed it to.
But I feel like it makes so much sense. You always showcase Emirati heritage in the work that you do and the
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
And to have a collaboration with a car that I know a lot of Emiratis probably grew up in
Right.
or still drive
Yeah.
around.
A lot of people have that.
It's
car.
perfect.
Yeah. It was the perfect collab. But then, like so many things I did before, there was a lot of people who loved it. And I don't want to say a lot, but some people who were like, oh my God, Kif.
I love that it got reactions though.
Yeah,
Because
and-
you're doing something right.
And I remember a friend of mine, she came once to me. I was really upset about this thing that people were. I launched phone cases with colorful niqabs.
Yes.
And
I remember.
that made a huge impact, negative and positive. And my friend came up to me and said, as long as it's a reaction, people are still talking about it.
Yes.
So you've pushed a button and people are actually conversing about it. And that kind of widened my perspective, because I was looking at it from a more micro kind of, oh my God, why would they say? I'm like trying to promote, right? I'm trying to advocate.
Representing,
And
yeah.
represent, but in a more modern kind of twist. And the way she said it was like, it's a reaction. People are still talking about it. So that was like, okay, as long as people are talking about it, that means you're still relevant.
Yes.
If people don't talk about it, you're no longer relevant. It's on to the next.
It's
and
so
now I
true.
think it's more than before with this whole scrolling 3 seconds
Yeah.
situation. It's difficult for a lot of businesses and a lot of people
To retain.
to retain relevancy. Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I feel like what you did do in the beginning, we are seeing in today's day and age with more Arab fashion designers.
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing
What I did a few years ago.
yes,
for
and it's like
sure.
become also like a norm now, right? It
Yes.
doesn't get a reaction now.
No.
So somebody always has to be the one
Yeah.
that breaks that stigma first and goes through the reactions.
For sure. Like now going into Dubai Mall, how many patterned abayas can you
Oh my
see?
God, it's everywhere.
A lot.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, was I ahead of my time? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
It's the good
I mean,
thing.
it's not a bad thing, but also another, because I'm like the past four years, I think after COVID, I've been taking a lot of courses. And I think also to validate my kind of place in the world, I want to be more of like professional rather than just, oh, I'm an artist. I'm an artist that also has credentials, you know? So I took a course about how to, I think, oh my God, so many courses, but that course was about how to market your business from start all the way to
The end
department store.
product.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was interesting was that she showed a scale, and the scale was a trend scale. So you had the scale going up like this, and then rising, and then going down. So the ones at the beginning are the trendsetters, the people at the very, very beginning. So to give you an example, like the Barbie pink before Barbie movie, who did that? Do you remember? Valentino did that.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah.
kind of darker, hotish pink.
That hotish pink. So, and then you had a lot of trend adopters at the very, very beginning. And then you had these influencers who would wear that specific pink. But then when the Barbie movie came out, that was at the rise. And then a lot of people started wearing pink and advocating for pink and all of that. And then that's where all the others started adopting that color. So do you want to be at the beginning, or do you want to be in the center, or do you want to be like, you don't want to be towards the end, because that's when the color pink died down.
It's over. And you're just
but
starting
when
it.
you look at it from an analytical point of view, you're like, oh wow, this is interesting. So we were having a conversation the other day, my friend and I, and she was like, you never want to be at the very, very beginning, because then they consider these people as more eccentric, more
out the box.
wild cards. But then towards the middle, is where is that sweet spot. Yeah.
But there's no knowing when you
No,
could do that
you
sweet
cannot.
spot, right?
Yeah,
Because
you
if
cannot.
designers and creatives, I know when they have an idea,
Yeah.
especially if you're so in the moment, your best instinct is
No.
always to put it out there
For sure.
immediately.
And a good artist always does that
Yeah.
because you never know who might come up with that idea. And it's not like you're inventing the wheel, but it's like you're giving your own take on what you feel is like, okay, I want to portray this right now. Yeah.
Interesting. You make me want to study fashion now. Crazy.
There's so many things, yeah.
What is one design that you have made that you would love to revisit or maybe bring back, let's say?
To be honest, I feel like it was the Dain'ud dress.
Dain'ud dress.
Dain'ud
Okay.
dress, yeah. It's for anyone who doesn't know, it's the small Arabic Indian.
The atar thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like I
essence.
have that.
I'm sure you do.
I think you gave me for the it was a Ramadan.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a Ramadan thing, but I think, I launched it at Ramadan 2015.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was
10
a really
years ago.
cool. That was a really cool look. I think I
Yeah.
still have that, and I still wear it for some of
Well, it means the world. Thank you.
Ghabga and like
Yeah.
girlies night in with
You'd be shocked the amount of people messaging me saying, we're still wearing your outfit and like
Yes.
the quality is good. I'm like,
Amazing.
thank God the quality is good.
It
Because
holds
I
up.
wash and wash and wash
Yeah.
and make my team like also do rigorous things on the product before we can actually sell it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That like there's really quality testing taking
I wouldn't
place.
sell something that I don't believe in, to be very honest. I wouldn't want my name to be on something that wouldn't last, you know?
Yeah.
But obviously some faulty items you can't control sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing when that happens is that when brands are honest about it and then they,
Yeah,
you know, they
for sure.
take the lead on
Yeah.
how to fix it and what to give the customer.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the funniest customer comment that you ever received?
Not funniest, but it was a funny moment when this oh my God, this customer came up to me like through my DMs.
Okay.
And was like, I did a fake of your outfit. Yeah.
It's the confidence for me.
It was during that time where we launched the embroidered dresses and things like that. So she was like, I went to the tailor and I did a fake, but they ruined it. Can you fix it for me?
The audacity! Did she think you were gonna clap?
I have no
Like,
idea,
"Oh,
but she
thank you,
like
dear."
when I looked at previous messages, I was like, she would always comment nice comments and things like that. So I was like, listen, yani, I will make you pay for what I'm gonna adjust.
Yeah.
Instead, just take it back to where you took
Yeah.
it, and let them adjust it and show them the actual picture.
That's the option you have. You order from us,
Yeah.
or you know.
But that was hilarious because it was like the confidence.
yeah, nobody. She didn't. The concept flew right over her head.
For sure.
We love that
Yeah.
for you.
Or I made her very
sis.
comfortable. for her
That's
to
a good
approach,
thing too,
yeah.
I guess. Okay, one creative risk that you're glad you took.
Okay. Oh, one creative, like personally or in my business?
You can say personally. You can say your business.
The risk that I took creatively was to invest in myself. I think I just completed in September 2 MAs. And big hurdle.
And
Alhamdulillah.
the keep learning thing really does ring true, doesn't
I
it?
even encourage my team. I was telling them, like, if you guys want to stay relevant and want to stay part of this, I think it's essential. Because even if after they leave me, right, or they leave the company, leave me. Even if after they leave the company, at least they would have some courses
Right.
that they took. Like even, like many courses that they can take for free, or on Coursera or on Domestika, like so many different platforms, or YouTube, so many things. And for me, like, I really find it stupid when someone comes and is like, oh, I have nothing to learn anymore. No, we have everything to
It
learn
doesn't
from
end.
a lot of different
Yes.
people. And subhanAllah, maybe some people are in your life for a specific reason, whether to test you, or teach you something new, or
It's true.
push you to learn something new. You know
It's
what I mean?
true.
Or push you to teach them something. So there's always a reason for why someone is in your life. And I think, subhanAllah, there are so many people who left my life and there was no reason. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And why was I at fault? And I'm like, no, but maybe subhanAllah, there was a reason they were there and now they're no longer there.
Yes.
And I think we all go through that.
Yeah. It could be protection as well for you.
For sure. But also, like, you learn something even from those mini experiences.
Yeah.
It's a must.
They go, you grow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Right? Your next phone case
Done.
cover. All right. So now I want to ask you, how would you describe yourself at this stage of your life?
I'm wiser. I'm more connected, I feel. I'm more aware. And I'm slower. Like, I want to take things at a slower pace. And if it's not fun, I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Was there a time where
For
you would put
sure.
yourself in situations where
Yes.
you're like, it's not fun,
No.
I'll still do it?
As an artist, it becomes very tricky because, one, you're an artist. Number two, you're a business owner. The business owner always over trumps the artist, because you're like, I have bills to pay.
Right.
I have salaries to pay. I have all of these things I need to do. A collection needs to be launched at a specific time.
Right.
So sometimes that messes with your creative flow. And that was something that really got to me, because I'm like, deadlines was a pain. And the R&D side, which is the research and design, was also an extreme aggravating pain, because as an artist, you want to take your time and
Make sure every detail is nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm a very detail-oriented person.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case sometimes, when you're like, we need to launch, or someone comes to you, or some companies, oh my God, bless them, I love them, and I've made so many friendships, but they come to you and they're like, we only have 15 days. Can you deliver?
It's always those requests, subhanAllah.
And it's like, why now? Why didn't you come like a month ago? At least we could have like planned something. Or you create, and then you don't get the response you want. And I feel like the audience always knows, you know, like if something is genuine and authentic and something is not.
Yeah. It's true.
So yeah.
So that all-encompassing taught you to be more resilient, more patient.
Yeah, but if anything, I was talking to my cousin yesterday. We were walking in Kite Beach, and I'm like, this year is a slow year. Like, we'll take things slowly.
I love that you made these. You were like, there's a theme this year, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. I'm very inspired by Dubai. Obviously, I am from Dubai. I love Dubai, but also like, عام التسامح. You know, like, how amazing is that the government is also giving a theme to the year where you're like, you're reminded.
Yes.
The government's reminded. The entities, the companies, the private sector, public sector are all reminded that this year, for example, is عام التسامح.
Yes.
And now Saudi is doing the same thing, which is also amazing.
I think Bahrain's starting it now too. They're inspired.
But it's nice.
Yes.
Like, and so I'm like, I want to start like this month, for example. I know everyone has their New Year resolutions and whatever, but I was like, January, I want to start with gratitude.
Nice.
So when you contacted me, I'm like, okay, I'm thankful this is happening. I didn't ask for it, but I would love to be part of it.
Always
know?
in my mind, of course.
And I love you so much.
Thank
Yani
you,
Allah haq, you know, we've been digital friends for a while. And I think we've always had each other's support, honestly.
Yes. It's one of those things where you can feel somebody's energy oddly through the phone.
No, exactly.
You know?
But I've made so many friendships. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Inti, you don't work in a specific entity, like a private sector or public. How are you making friends? I was like, I have so many friends I've met through my business. It's insane.
The art has brought people together as well.
But even art appreciators.
Yes.
You can be creative and you're an engineer. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Not necessarily you're painting or creating something. Yeah.
Creativity, I guess, then brings the world together. Or anything where somebody has passion, it really entices other people, because it reminds them what they could also be doing, I guess, with their lives, and how much more of their passions they can build into. So I want to start at the beginning, though.
Okay.
When did you first realize that art was more than just like a hobby for you?
I think very little. Like growing up, I always had art as an outlet, but also I expressed myself through fashion a lot. Like I learned that from my mother. My mom was the kind of person who would be very avant-garde with her fashion, very bold choices. She'd go to weddings with we have a fur, like fox shawl. And I remember she would go to these weddings and people would be like, oh my God, she has a fox.
She was always the talk of the town. I love it.
And she has a few friends as well around her. that I consider like my mom's as well. Very bold, very eccentric, very avant-garde and artistic in their day-to-day choices. And what I loved about my mother growing up is that even if she had nowhere to go, she would have makeup on, and she would always wake up. And like I always saw her like completely dressed. I never saw my mom in PJs like outside her bedroom.
She's not that girl.
No, she's not that girl. And it gave me so much inspiration because it was like now they say it, but like every day is, you know, your runway.
Correct.
And dress for the occasion. So, and not just the occasion, dress for you.
Yes.
So it's like when someone asks you, who are you dressed for? I'm dressed for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask her growing up, like, Mama, like, why am I never seeing you in PJs? Like, why are you always dressing up?
I did. I asked her a few times until now. Even my son asks her.
What did she say?
And she's like, because this is who I am.
Mood.
Yeah, right? And she grew up with a lot of different siblings. So if you see my mom with her sisters and brothers, everyone has a different personality, which is great. But she's very unique in that sense. And when it came to my father as well, he never kind of prohibited. But I think once I grew up as well, like in school, I did British curriculum. So we did GCSEs. I remember year 10 and 11, I chose art, French, and history.
Okay.
And my mom told me not to pursue art for 12, for my last year, A levels. And I was very confused, but then it also gave me a lot of anxiety because it consumed a lot of time.
Right.
So I didn't do that. Instead, I did French, history, and English lit.
Okay.
So when that happened, and when I graduated, I wanted to apply to different universities. The plan was for me to be a lawyer or to study international law.
Oh, my.
Yes.
See, that I would have never...
No, never. And that was my mom's dream, kind of.
You have the speaking skills for
I
law,
do.
I
Okay,
feel
thank
like.
you.
You do.
بس مو بالحفظ, you know, like, or to go over and beyond reading books and things like it's not me.
Finding the references to the court case.
Amal Clooney could have been my my inspiration with her
Right.
fashion sense. So when it came to go to university, my parents were a bit confused when I picked art. I picked visual communication.
Okay.
I went to AUS. So I had the option also to go to Central St. Martin's and Parsons, which
Nice.
I got accepted.
Oh.
But my father told me that because I graduated, I was 16 years old. And my father told me that it's better to stay here, and I'm young.
You're so young to
16,
be going to
yeah.
New York. Can you
To New
imagine?
York, and the other one was Cal Arts, I think.
Right.
I was very disappointed, but I was like, okay, AUS is good. At least I'd have like some similar people around me. And I did, and there was one scene, one thing in my head I keep remembering. So we were studying about kerning.
Okay.
The word kerning means in typography, so in graphic design terms,
Right.
kerning means the space between the letters itself within the word.
Oh, my God.
So for example, let's say cat.
Okay.
So C, A, and T.
Right.
You need to visually balance between the C and the A and the T. Because letters have different shapes and sizes.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then you have the capital, and then you have the caps lock, and you have the normal.
Yeah.
So I remember at home, I was sitting in my bedroom and I printed all these papers with the word C-A-T, right?
Okay.
Cat. And my father would have a habit of, like, before leaving the house, he would pass by my room, say hi to me or bye to me, check up on me and leave. So I remember that day, my father coming, and he was like,
What is all this?
what are you doing? And I was like, oh, Baba, it's for my course. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he goes out, and I hear him talking to my mom. He's like, I think something's wrong with your daughter. She printed the same word.
Like 100 times.
100 times, because it was all over. And you as an artist needed to, you know.
Visualize
And everyone
it.
had a word, I remember, in studio. So, like, I had cat. Someone had dog. Someone had, like, it was 3-letter, like 8 or T. So it was an interesting period, because also I entered design thinking it was going to be similar to fine arts. I had no like idea that graphic design was completely different
Something
than
else,
fine
huh?
arts. Yeah,
That's so good to know, kerning, first and foremost, because I was like, we're in the process of creating a logo for My Friend and I's, our other podcast.
Nice,
And so
okay.
I was like, how do I explain this
Yeah.
to you, to a person who's designing the logo? Like,
Yeah.
what are the words to
Yeah, yeah,
use
yeah.
when
Yeah.
I want to talk about the space in between?
Yeah.
And I swear
So you
to you,
learned
I was
something
just
new.
discussing this with her last night.
Wow.
So the fact that you bring this
We're
up is,
on
I'm
the
like, the word
same
is here.
energetic flow.
The word kerning.
Kerning.
Heidi, by the way, we're figuring out the kerning.
Yeah.
But that's so, like, I feel like, how did you feel in that time that you were finally, did it feel aligned to you when you were those studying graphic design after going through it and maybe getting the hang of it a bit?
I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I think it was the best thing to do. But also, I remember having conversations with my parents when they were like, is this a serious profession that you can pursue your life with? And for me, it was like what they were telling me made logic sense. But
Right.
in my mind, it was like, but this is what I love to do. So I was very torn between them. So also when I graduated, I applied to different jobs and things like that. But also before my time, it's funny saying that. So I graduated 2011,
Okay.
and there were no independent studios that handled complete projects from A to Z for specific companies. So what would happen if you were like, now they have like government sectors now, from my knowledge, have a lot of in-house design kind of departments.
Right.
Before it wasn't the case. They would be dealing with outside studios and then just coordinating. So
Yeah.
they would be the liaison between them. And I remember applying to a few jobs, and I'm not a liaison. Like, I'm not just gonna tell someone what to do. I actually want to do the work.
Right.
You know, I want to do the illustrations. I want to do the nitty gritty stuff. But I didn't find that, and that's when I started my blog, and that's when the blog turned into a business later on.
Tell me about the blog.
So it was fatmamulla.wordpress.com.
Oh my God, she had a WordPress.
I had a
era.
WordPress because it was the easiest thing, right?
Yes, yes.
And there was only a few people in the region, I remember, who had blogs and like were very prominent. What was interesting was that I started just posting illustrations, and I got married during that time.
Okay.
And I was telling my husband, I have the energy to do something, but I don't know what to do. I just want to illustrate. And funny enough, I was so bad at digital illustration.
Oh my God.
I swear. Illustrator, using Illustrator and illustrating, I was bad.
Oh my
But
God.
practice proves to you. So there was a time where I showed the picture, and it was, I think, a Chanel Noir bottle.
Okay.
And it was the picture and it was my illustration. And I showed my husband both, and my husband was like, I don't know which is the picture and which
Oh
is the
my
illustration. I was like, oh my God. But you see, like,
That's how you start.
Practice makes perfect. And that's where a lot of people, there was an option back when X was Twitter.
Right.
There was an option on WordPress where you pressed it and
It
any
shared it.
blog would be directly coming to Twitter.
Yes.
So a lot of people were like, we want to acquire these illustrations. How?
Wow.
Yeah. So then it was like, okay. And my husband, I remember, got me a book from Kinokuniya, the bookstore in Dubai Mall, and was like, okay, 100 t-shirt designs. And I was like, are we starting a t-shirt business? Like, I don't know. what's
What are you trying to
happening.
tell me? Firstly, very supportive.
Yeah,
Who's that?
very nice. But also, I think he felt my energy and he felt my passion, but also he was confused, you know, because we didn't know what to do. We didn't know the first thing about, we knew like silk printing and all of that from uni.
Right.
But like to physically go and silk screen stuff, like how are we going to do 100 pieces? And before, it wasn't as easy to contact China.
No.
Like now you find all these ads on Instagram and TikTok and all of that. So that was the beginning. And I found a company, and they did DTG printing, which is direct to garment printing. They used
Okay.
a specific printer, and the quality of print was amazing. And you can give them specific cotton, but cotton needed to have a bit of polyester in it.
So that it would stick for longer?
If you are going to use any printing, you can even fact check this, 90% of any printing, there needs to be a specific percentage of polyester. So if anyone comes and says, this
100%
t-shirt is 100%,
cotton.
no, never believe it. And also a good website, I think there was a What's Good or something good brand, something like that. I'm not sure. But
Okay.
it basically tells you if this brand is authentic and if it's good and Yeah, especially like things like deodorant or beauty.
I think that I know
Something
of the
like
app.
that.
I don't know if it's the same one where
What
you
is the app
scan
called?
like or write the name of the app. I can't remember the name, but you scan the
Yeah.
product or you write the name down and it shows you like the toxic
Okay.
levels for like
Toxicity,
makeup
yeah.
products, skincare products.
There was one for fashion because I remember doing it in one of the courses, and we would write the brand name and it would give it like a score out of whether it was 10 or 100, not
Did
sure.
it give like a sustainability score? Because like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
very
for
big
sure.
thing now
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
And I think that started in our time as
No,
well.
for sure.
No, I graduated 2015 and that was when I first
I was gonna say
understood
it started
of
probably
sustainability.
16, 17.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we can say that really hubby set the tone here. He really made the drop. That book was the inspiration
That
for
book
your
was inspiration. Yeah,
designer
yeah.
stage in your
Yeah, yeah,
life.
yeah,
Did
for
you
sure.
ever think in your head when you were doing the blog,
Yeah.
hey, I could be a designer someday, or that was a far
No.
removed thought?
No, no, no. I think everything happened organically because the blog was happening and I was still searching for jobs. And even though it's funny because every job accepted me, but I was like, no, I was
Not
very,
for
very
me.
picky. But then later on, when I was applying for jobs, some jobs were like, sorry, you don't have any experience. And I was like, all the
Right.
experience that I have, but I didn't have corporate experience
Right.
later. So shuvi kif life turns
Yeah,
around.
yeah. It's really the circle kept coming on. So then now, the birth
The birth of the brand.
of the brand.
Yeah.
How did it happen? When did it happen? How many years after the blogging and the trying it out with the t-shirts?
Not so long, actually. Like, I started the blog probably 2011. Birth of the brand came May, I think, 2012.
12.
Yeah. And I got married around oh my God, February. Yeah.
That's a lot of milestones
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you, huh?
That year was a lot. But also it was lovely because it was busy. And I love being busy. Like,
And they were all good busy. I
Yeah.
feel like you were growing,
yes.
growing.
And I think anyone who was in AUS can understand that when you're free,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing.
No.
We just like to keep busy. So the birth happened with the launch of the t-shirts,
Okay.
just through family and friends first, and I sold out. And then it was like,
Inshallah.
okay, like now, and it was just on the website. And then that's when the journey started where, okay, who can I reach out to? Where can I go? And before, I still love them. I think they're amazing. They're no longer in the scene anymore. Sauce boutiques.
Okay.
So Sauce was one of the first boutiques I actually contacted, and they put my items, which I thought was fantastic.
What a nice way to open up their space
Right?
like that to
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
new designers.
But that's what they were. They opened their platform. They had like a whole section for Emirati designers. And you don't find that a lot
No.
here now. There's a lot of brands coming in from abroad, which is great. But if I'm a tourist or if I'm an expat, I would want to buy things. Like if I'm in London, I want British designers. If I'm in China, I want Chinese designers. It gives that more extra authenticity and the idea of I found this item
Yes.
in this country by this person. Yeah.
Do you think that Khaliji voices nowadays get lost in the sauce, if you will, when
For
it comes to
Yeah. I think there's a lot of confusion also on Khalijiness, because I think we're Khaliji every day, not just in Ramadan.
correct
And national days. You know what I mean? And I think brands need to recognize this also. And it breaks my heart sometimes because even in some schools, they don't really celebrate. They don't really, because, the population of the other
other nationalities,
are more.
Yes.
And it's great.
Yes.
And I love the fact that Dubai is very multicultural. But this is
I
also...
think Emiratis very much welcome that with open hearts
For
and
sure.
arms.
And especially because I come from Dubai, I can speak specifically for Dubai. It's a big it's a big thing. But my house growing up was always filled with different ethnicities, nationalities, religions. Like there was no my parents never had any kind of comment or any negative thing to say about anything. So I feel like us as people from Dubai, we're not extra welcoming. But with your phone and everything being globalized, I think there is this need to still have an authentic voice when it comes to art and design. And you have a lot of artists now,
So
which is
many.
great, but there needs to also be a platform, which I don't think now, I don't personally think there is a set platform, but there are places here and there.
It's coming here and there. It's not the priority, though. Is I think what's obvious here. It tends to be the priority, and I only say this from the background of what I've seen in advertisements in Bahrain, مثلا, where when it becomes commercial. I feel that tends to be the case. When it's commercial, okay, then that's definitely fine. Then authentic Bahraini girl to play a part of a Bahraini girl. I played a lot of Emirati women in Dubai as a model here also. So then to me, I always also found that a little bit peculiar, where I was like, surely there must be one or two Emirati girls that are in the modeling space. I understand maybe back then there
wasn't
I feel like
as much. But I think there are now. And I think there are more Emirati influencers showing their face. Before there weren't a lot of people like being exposed. But personally, from my brand standpoint and myself, like I found amazing feedback, but also a lot of people would only contact me for either Ramadan or
Eid.
National Day. Not even Eid.
Not even Eid. They're like, no, it ends after Eid. We're done.
And for me, it was like, that's why the Toyota brand stands out so much, because it was during Dubai Design Week, and it was like, okay, we appreciate you as an artist, as Fatma, not as just Emirati in that space.
The Emirati voice for this specific holiday.
And you see it with a lot of brands. They're like, oh, we need an Emirati voice for Ramadan. And we're like, it should be all the time.
Exactly. Why don't we have them on? There's a person for each and every category here.
No, for sure.
You started with conceptual pop art, would you say?
Yeah.
And then how did that evolve into wearable fashion? When did you I think it would probably be linked to what we were just talking about of wanting to see that more. But when did that spark for you?
That sparked for me earlier, before the actual brand even started. I remember my mom taking me for my 18th birthday. We went to India.
Okay.
So we did the Golden Triangle. We did New Delhi, Agra, and then Jaipur. And we went back to New Delhi to see the Taj Mahal, because that was like one of my dreams.
Lovely.
So she did that for me, bless her, and it was an amazing experience. And I remember in one of the shops, I found like a T-shirt, and it had Indian saying on the top, but in a very graphic way, and it was an illustration of an Indian woman, but it was done in a very peculiar way, that she's a typical Indian woman with the dot and things, but the colors were different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that intrigued me, and I bought the shirt. And so flash forward a year or 2 years later. No, it was a year and a half later, when I started my brand, I wanted the pieces to be a conversational piece. So it was like, okay, what are my friends talking about in our like gatherings? What are people actually interested in? So it turned out that, okay, let's do cult-like illustrations of products.
Right.
So I remember there was like this whole debate of, oh my God, they raised the price of the Chanel bag. I was like, okay, let me put that on a T-shirt. And then I remember it was, so this was also the illustrations. One of the illustrations was like, if he loves me, he'll get me the Cartier bracelet.
Oh my God,
and then I wrote under, when it was the T-shirt, was the illustration of the Chanel love bracelet. And underneath it was, I only knew love from Cartier.
Real.
So then you can look at it and it's like, oh yeah, I only knew love from Cartier. And then it's like, oh, if he loves me, then he'll get me the Cartier bracelet. But then it turns into a conversational piece.
It's nice. It stands out. And these are very like overheard in a mail list kind of statements. You know what I mean?
And you'll see like now people are talking about politics. Then they'll talk about like different things when it comes to like weddings or who or what and things like that. So I just wanted something that could be lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek, a bit like, on the cheeky side, but also like a conversational piece that could be, okay, what are we doing about this? Like, what is happening? And it doesn't have to be serious.
Yeah.
And you'd be shocked that a lot of people would come to me or email me even who were expats living here in Dubai. and be like, you know, we opened Google Translate and we wrote this, and then like it's a nice thing for you to do. And like I have the means and I have the ability to write it in English, but I wrote it in Arabic instead.
Yes.
You know, so and there were days, my love, that I wrote it in Arabic, or it was a mistake.
Oh, was it?
Like a vocabulary mistake, and then. It was nice because seeing a lot of people email me or message me saying, you wrote this wrong. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
But it can happen too.
But it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. It wasn't like, why did you do that? But it was more of a educational thing. Like, write this way. So it was during then, like, I felt like the response and people, like the conversing between designer or maker and followers or audience was more genuine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do miss those days.
Yeah.
Do you still sell those kind of graphic tees
No.
right now?
No,
I feel
I
like you
don't.
should bring this
I
back.
should bring it back.
2016 is coming back.
Khalas, huh?
So I think 2016 FMM should also make a
Done.
return.
Khalas.
You know, a lot of founders have their walls. What were some of the biggest challenges that you did face early on with FMM?
So this DTG printer people suddenly disappeared. The guy decided
No
to
explanation.
travel. No, he decided to leave Dubai, and he sold his printer to someone else. Yeah.
You're like, at least sell it to me.
And that guy was very difficult to get a hold of. When I got a hold of him, he just didn't want to make my t-shirts.
Oh.
He just didn't want to. And he was so rude.
And you guys had like a working relationship for a while
With the
before
previous
that.
guy, not with
Oh,
the
the
new guy.
new one. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so now, and I called my husband like in tears. Oh my God, I keep touching the microphone. Sorry. I called my husband in tears. I was like, I just started. Like, how is it possible that it ended so quickly?
But I had more plans.
Yeah. So then what happened was my mom didn't take no for an answer. She was like, let's go in the car. And she was like, let's go to Ajman. The factories are there. Let's go there.
I love her. Can I just say, your mom is...
She's amazing.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
She seems like such a go-getter.
She is a go-getter, but also she's a very, very, very easy person to deal with. Like, I'm more on the like, no, this has to be perfect. And she's very like, go with the flow. So she's a great
Good balance
travel
for you
companion.
both.
Yeah. So then she was like, no, I'm not taking no for an answer. Let's go to Ajman. Okay, let's go. What are we going to do in Ajman? I don't even know. And like, where are we going to start? Right? And it's just me and her. And Haram, bless her, but also like she's in the car. She's like, you go.
Oh, she really said, I'm bringing you here, but deal with it on your own
Yes,
here.
exactly.
This is
So
your plan.
Exactly. So I would enter, I'd be like, do you guys have DTG? And they're like, no, we only do silk screening, for example. The thing, just for the audience and like whoever doesn't know, the thing with DTG is that they can get all the colors. Like if I have 600 colors, it gets the 600 colors. With silk screening or print screening, I'm limited, I think, to 6 to 12 colors.
Oh my,
I think now it's gone up, I think, maybe 20 colors. I
Okay.
think, I'm not sure. But those, like, they use specific screens. And it's a layer of screen on top of screen on top of screen. So it doesn't make sense.
It's a bit much, yeah.
If it's a lot of colors. So for me, having all the colors there was necessary. So very, very weird. We went, I remember, to around 9 factories. Everybody said no. And they don't do the t-shirts.
Oh.
So I had to find a company that does the t-shirts. So the last company we went to, I became friends with them. And they did my t-shirts, but they didn't print. They sent because I was alone, and I think they were like, poor this girl, like her coming all the way. Miskina. So they're like, we're gonna send it to print. Okay. We know some guy, God knows where. I didn't even. And I was like, well, please make sure the quality is good and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, don't worry about it. So that got sorted, and that's how I continued. But then there was a hunger, right? Like, I just don't want to do t-shirts anymore. I want to do other things.
Because when you see something do so well, of course, and as an artist, you naturally will see inspiration everywhere, I imagine. Yeah. So then what happened after this?
So then that was the part where I went to Dragon Mall and bought as you do. And I bought the printer that you can do. I didn't know how to operate it.
You know, life will show you the way.
I did not know, Shireen. I did not know.
And it was probably not even on YouTube at the time.
Nothing. Then that was a waste of time. And I remember No, there was a collaboration I did with Impression Boutique Qatar.
Okay.
And that was like my first big like thing. And I'm still friends to this day with the owner of the boutique. And now it's, I think she closed down, but Roda. And it was a beautiful beginning to an amazing friendship. But yeah, she was like, well, pay for your tickets. And I was like, pay for my tickets.
Habibti.
I felt like a celebrity, but it was amazing. Because we went all the way and I designed the display even. And that was also a dream of mine, to design the display of the window display. And then the designs, and it was specifically targeted towards Qatar. So like she gave me specific phrases and she was like, people here are more like supportive of Barcelona, so you need to do something for Barcelona. So we did notebooks, and the stationery I had, okay, but then I had to get a guy from Dragon Mall, the place that I bought it from, and I was like, please, you need to do these t-shirts for me, and you need to do this, and so we did phone cases. And then it was like, okay, I want to take this more seriously. I need to contact China. So that's where I set up an account and everything on Alibaba.com, and I was like, yalla. And the response, overwhelming, but also the language barrier. And then to find the right company and factory to be able to know that the quality is correct.
Yes, like what it may show on the pictures might not be what it is when you receive it.
It's a lot of money and time. Yeah. Yani, I remember when we did the molded ones. You remember I told you the niqab and the Dain Oud ones?
Yes.
So the Dain Oud was the first one. I did the Dain Oud. It's an instant success. Instant. Like, alhamdulillah, tabarak ar-Rahman, alhamdulillah, it was amazing. But the mold itself cost around $600.
Really?
Yes. And then to do that mold, they needed to also make sure that the color was coordinated. And I had to make sure that the proper colors were there. And then if it's faulty, it was another $600.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, this is good to know for any of the aspiring entrepreneurs and designers out there, huh? I mean, I imagine the cost now would be
Much less.
much less,
Yeah,
right?
for
But like
sure.
that you will run into these issues, yeah.
Extreme issues. And then also like logistics, right? You're like, okay, the mold costs this much. Okay, but also shipping is costing around $100 or $150 if you want like express, right? So also setting up that account and setting up different accounts, a bank account, a logistics account with different companies, like Amazon or DHL or not Amazon, Aramex or DHL or FedEx. So even that, there is a percentage, and you're like,
And that's just operations.
oh my God.
That's not even marketing.
No. And I love that I did that, but it takes a toll on you.
Yes. But are you proud of the products that you were able to
Very
come
proud.
out with?
Very proud.
What do you look forward to with FMM nowadays?
So now I stopped, I didn't stop completely. We're still taking orders on what we have. But I just wanted to stop for a bit to just catch my breath.
Yes.
You know? Because it was like I was running a marathon for a few years.
So you were go,
Extremely.
which you have to be, I think, in the beginning of
A lot, but also
brand, right?
like in order for a brand to continue, like fashion also needs to be taken seriously in this part of the world. People need to also be willing to see the craft that comes with what
Creating.
small businesses. Unfortunately, there are many businesses here. And I speak about Dubai because I see a lot of I have my friends who started and stopped and things like that. Some people take it more as a hobby,
Right.
not as a serious, like, this is my career path,
Right.
which I have done. So I would be in meetings sometimes and I'd be addressed as, oh, so this is your hobby. What do you really do? Like, this is what I really do.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a shame. But if you're in Europe or in London or in America,
You're
like,
revered.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, she has a brand. Like, that's amazing. And there is support to some extent. There are platforms that will support you to have pop-ups and things like that. It has been difficult because of the expenses sometimes. You know, you want to participate in a particular exhibition. It's so much money. And sometimes you don't even have the ROI. You know what I mean? So it's difficult.
So I guess FMM is in a state where it's like we will produce on a more organic level, take
Yeah.
our time to make sure the quality is there,
Yeah.
and whoever is interested,
Yeah.
you know, they come. بس يعني
More of that.
Yeah.
But also after finishing 2 MAs and studying so much about sustainability, it's like I want to do something that doesn't harm the world. I don't want to add to the fashion corporations that are, you know, polluting and
Taking
having all
over.
these landfills. And so when you dispose or give away your items, where does it go? Do you know?
I imagine there's just a huge mountain and they can't really burn down. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah,
So
it's scary.
yeah, that's why for me I do thrift and I do swap with my friends. I
Yeah.
do what I can.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, with my job I don't really need to shop
Yeah.
because thank you
You work
guys.
from
Thank you
home.
designers. The designers will, certain designers that
Yeah.
I want to support will,
Yeah.
you know, send me the
Give-
products.
yeah, gift you.
Big fast fashion brands have reached out to me to promote them. I do not do that.
It
I
is
say no
scary.
to that because
Yeah.
though I may not know as much as probably someone like you would know about the industry, you see it around you.
Yeah.
I see when people or other friends shop to the extent that they do
Yeah.
the packages they get, and I'm like, that can't be good. I mean, it's in your face. You see,
No.
surely this isn't.
Yeah.
We're too spoiled for choice, and that's actually funny. You bring up sustainability and fast fashion.
Yeah.
Because a couple of years ago there was a certain fast fashion
They will not be mentioned.
who will not be mentioned, but there was a fast
Yeah.
fashion, how do I call them, retail, I can't even call them a retailer,
yeah.
website or whatever, that plagiarized a
Yeah.
lot of your work. How
Yeah.
did you figure out about this? How did you find out? What was your initial reaction? And then what happened? Tell me that whole story.
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for your support, because your support made a huge difference.
Thank you.
And you also like highlighted what happened on a certain platform, and I was like extremely thankful. So for me, I'm just a small designer. If you think about it like from a broad kind of perspective, next to these big corporations that I don't know how they produce, because the way they're producing is just incredibly wasteful, but also fast.
So quick.
And it's cheap, right? So for me, I just feel like I knew about it when a client came and was like, oh, I found you're similar to your items. And for example, if we were selling it for 2,000, they were selling it for 230, like 2,300, 230. From a consumer standpoint, I understand why people buy these items from fast fashion, is that because we do live in a certain kind of society where wearing the same thing twice sometimes can be frowned upon, or be like, oh my God, like why?
Instagram culture, I feel, has aided in that
Extremely,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes you go like, it's normal to wear the same thing again and again and
Yes.
again. Like it's not a big issue. But also like this idea of consuming so much. Like how many videos have you seen like Amazon haul or fast fashion haul or God knows what haul? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's interesting. So for me, when I knew about it, I was shattered. I was so upset. But because one, there's no quality. Two, they literally stole an idea. And this didn't just happen to me. It happened to a lot of my designer friends as well, which I was shocked about, because when I reposted what you posted, a lot of these designers came
Started
up and
coming
were like,
up.
yeah.
No way.
And apparently, there are departments in these companies that have like people dedicated to scout around.
I would imagine,
Yes,
because you
and
don't
they're-
have time to actually go and hey, artist.
What's shocking is that they've been given a budget
No way.
to buy the products. So they buy the product and mimic. And if they see that online even there's a good attraction around this particular product, that's the product. So it's like their research has been done already. It's just about manufacturing, you know? So that shocked me completely. But when I would go to London, there is more awareness and more education in the sense of how people dress, how they thrift, what they thrift.
It's true.
Because coming from my kind of world, thrifting is, oh my God, you're wearing used clothes.
Sheila. Yeah,
But no one says that about a Chanel jacket that they found.
that's true.
You know what I mean?
In the luxury reseller
Right?
sites, that's true.
So that's interesting. But then again, it's just about being conscious.
Yeah.
And I always ask myself, like, even when my mom is a big shopper, like we are shopaholics, but we've had these conversations where we're like, okay, where does it go? And my mom and I kind of, when we give away our clothes, we don't give it to the less fortunate, in the sense we do see people, okay, like, oh, I didn't wear this. This is your style. Would you like it? And some have the tags on. Yeah. So we try to circulate, but also it's shocking sometimes because you don't know where they end up. You don't know.
No.
I would like to put an air tag one day and just see where
does this end up? Exactly. What was the reaction? I mean, I can't remember for the life of me because I now have memory issues. What was the action taken?
Yeah.
When that happened, did they take it down eventually, the designs, or did they just leave it be? Did they
left
send an apology?
They left it be. But what was shocking was that someone from that team contacted me to collaborate.
As if, hey, we're so sorry, but...
and I just went on a rant. I remember, like, oh my God, you guys did this to me. Maybe it was the most professional thing to do. But
I mean, it wasn't professional what they did. I think this is
right?
warranted.
But then I was like, I can't collaborate with someone who has done this to me. This is not ethically okay.
And I don't think it's your brand anyway.
But see, like, a lot of people come and say, like, there isn't fresh ideas. I'm with you on that.
Right.
I'm with you completely on that. Like, I'm not reinventing the wheel. Some designs, maybe some of my designs are similar to other Khaliji designers. Some Khaliji designers are similar to mine. We're all in the same wavelength. You know what I mean? So you remember, like, the cupcake era. So if everyone, there was a time long ago when I was in university,
back in
everyone had a cupcake business, right?
That is so true.
Yeah. So what differentiates your red velvet from my red velvet cupcake? You know what I mean? Like, what differentiates it's your ingredients, right? Your add to it, the way you take a picture, your packaging, all of that. So you're not reinventing the wheel. And at the end of the day, you're not the water company and you're not a food company. People don't need you. You know what I mean? You're a want. As a business, you're a want. So, and this is rizq min Allah. I don't know how you translate rizq in English.
I'll try to have it written down.
But yeah, rizq, it's rizq min Allah, where خلاص, this is yours. Allah كاتب it. You have so many shops, for example, that are bakeries. Why is one bakery doing more than the others and more famous than the others? It's rizq at the end of the day.
Correct. So then what advice do you now have for other designers who maybe...
Don't start a company. Don't do anything.
Who may be facing a similar situation where they could worry about theft?
Right. I'll tell you something.
Is there a way to protect yourself even?
There's no way.
My gosh.
There's no way whatsoever. Allah will protect you, inshallah.
And at least you know in your heart, and God knows that that's your design first.
No, I think what's essential when anyone starts a business is that, why am I saying don't? Because it takes a lot of resilience. Like in any interview, someone asks me, what do you advise other people? And I'm like, just don't do it.
Wallah, why is that?
Because everyone thinks they can become an entrepreneur, right? It's not the case.
It's not for everyone.
No. Can everyone be a doctor? No, it's not for everyone.
What do you think a person needs to have really, or what are the sacrifices that are so big that a person needs to make when they're entrepreneurs?
Some people are really pushed by family and really pushed by specific kind of motives in their life, whether you come from, you're struggling, or you come from comfortable means, or, there are certain things that happened in your life where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this or that because of this. In my perspective, I think, and from my point of view, I honestly think not everyone can be a presenter, right? Not everyone can be a designer. There needs to be that extra thing that not everyone has.
There's always, a sprinkle of something.
Right? That's something. You only know you have it. And some people might recognize it. When growing up, everyone knew that I had something specific when it came to style and fashion. I would have my cousins or my friends say, you know, we looked forward seeing you at a wedding, or looked forward seeing you at
It
Eid.
was your identifier.
Exactly. And it gave me that kind of like, oh, wow, like, you know, I've accomplished something. And maybe someone would look at that saying, oh my God, what? No. You know what I mean? So it's also about what I said earlier, like not everyone can be a doctor. We need the doctors, we need the garbage men, we need the secretaries, we need the engineers, we need people, because there is a passion for specific things, right? So, or the need to do something, or I'm good at something in particular. So for me, it was design all my life. It was art. For some people, it's about knowing how to stack things on top of each other, or math, right? I don't math
Or
very
giving
well.
advice. I don't math at all. That's why I went into journalism.
Yeah, but even journalism, like you have something like just looking at you saying the introduction, I was like, wow.
Oh my
Like she
God.
can do, like she can be a news anchor. Like
Oh
that's
my God,
amazing.
thank you.
I can't do that. You know what I mean? I can try, but I don't have that extra X factor kind of thing. So if you know you have something in particular and you feel it, go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Find something
It's
else.
not a failure,
No, it's not a
right?
failure. And if someone copies you, the fact that you already put it out there, it's gonna be taken, ripped, copied, mimicked. Khalas, it's out there. It's done. It's about now you as a person. So I was in a bazaar. I was in Camden Market in London, and I usually go to this artist who does my rings.
Okay.
There are specific rings. She measures your hands, and she's amazing. So I usually go to her, and there was she was like, I want you to meet someone. So there was this guy. He's a comic, and he's an illustrator, and he's a fashion designer. He's a concept designer.
Okay.
So we were having this conversation similar about like theft and blah blah blah, and what he told me just blew me away, because it was like, wow.
What did he say?
He said, God blessed me with particular thoughts, and he blessed me with an artistic vision, and he blessed me with art and design. I see things people cannot see, and I also see things people cannot see. Like, you know
Yes.
how architects look at a ruined building and be like, oh, I can see the potential.
It's really true. Some
what I
things
mean?
are visible to some and not to
Right?
others.
And so he was like, even if someone took it, they can never be me. They were not blessed with the initial thought of how I did it. And that was like, wow, I love that. I love that. And now I live by that, to be honest.
I like that.
Yani, if you connect yourself to a higher power, right? Like, then it gives you not just, okay, I have something to do, I have a passion, but it's a purpose. It's a life purpose. So for me, going through people copying my work maybe so many times from the beginning until recently, I learned to not ignore, but I appreciate it. When I
Right.
see a mimic, I'm like, okay, good job.
Imitation really
Yeah.
is the sincerest
Good
form of
job.
flattery.
Yeah. It hurts when it's money taken away from you.
That's the
for
part right
sure.
there.
But maybe that wasn't your money to begin with.
Correct.
It wasn't your risk. It wasn't your kind of, it wasn't yours.
So then what would you say is your purpose?
My purpose is definitely design and art and fashion. It's somewhere, it lies within that triangle. I'm still figuring it out. I love to illustrate. I paint a lot now. But as I said, it's more slow. I still want to pursue FMM, but I want to take a different direction.
Okay.
And
okay.
inshallah, I'll send you a few samples. So
I'm
you can
always
model
ready,
it.
Habibti. Always ready. I
Wallah,
have a
it's a
museum
big
collection of
privilege for us.
FMM now.
Habibti.
Never throw
Wallah,
it away.
I love the fact that you're saying that, but not just that. Like, I genuinely feel your appreciation for
I really
it,
do.
and thank you. It
Because
really means the
your
world.
work really does make me feel seen. When I would wear it around in Bahrain, it made the others feel seen. Like you
Oh,
said,
wow.
it created conversations.
Yeah.
It created laughter. It
Yeah.
evoked emotions that were really fun
Yeah.
and lighthearted. And I think that's fashion.
And I agree with you. And being Khaliji, I don't think it's very. Being Khaliji, I don't think we're very out there.
Right.
And it's something we all need to work on, and we all
Yes.
have responsibility as Khalijis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my final question that I always ask
Yeah.
all my guests is, what is your Burj or the dream that you're still building?
I think the dream that I am still building and pursuing towards is being better every day. Personally, personal growth is a big thing for me, but also taking my brand to a more global scene is what I would strive for. Yeah.
Inshallah.
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 Inshallah. We are exporting culture.
As we should
Inshallah.
at this
Yes.
point. So, the final segment is
Yes.
mirror segment.
Okay, great.
We'll have you pick up a piece of paper from our
Okay.
little seashell.
Okay.
It says either past, present, or future.
Okay.
Then you'll pick up the mirror
Okay.
and say a message to Fatma in whatever
I love that.
version that
Okay,
is.
that's true.
Yes, we love to end things on a reflective note. We've had criers also.
Criers.
We welcome vulnerability.
Oh, future.
Nice.
Okay. So, what are we going to say to future?
What do you want to say to future Fatma?
Keep going. And it never rains forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of weight behind that one statement.
Yes. Yeah. I think being an only child also adds a lot to the pressure of always like perfecting things.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, especially now after COVID and everything, you just want things to go smoothly again.
Correct.
And yeah, the brand, alhamdulillah, is going well. I'm going in the right direction. But there were turbulent times where you're like, okay, what's going to happen? You know?
And you have doubts of yourself
Of
and where you
course,
want to
as
take it
any
next.
woman.
Right.
There's more pressure on us even
Always.
as women.
On a monthly basis even.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Fatma.
much for
Thank
having
you for
me.
taking the
Thank
time.
you.
And I can't wait for everybody else to watch
Me
this.
too. Thank you so much. Means the world.